What if the fairy tale escape turns out to feel more like a gilded cage? At 44, Prince Harry has finally admitted something many have whispered all along. He regrets leaving the royal family. In a candid confession, he revealed that life in America, far from the pomp and ceremony of Buckingham Palace, hasn't been the liberation he once imagined. Instead, Harry says he feels trapped, unmoored without the duties, traditions, and even the restrictions that once gave his life shape. And in the quiet corners of his honesty, he admits he blames Meghan Markle for cutting him off from his family. Shocking? Perhaps not. But hearing it from Harry himself changes everything. But before we continue, please subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell for more updates. A prince without a crown. Think about it. Harry was born into a life where every hour was accounted for, every handshake rehearsed, and every public appearance carefully choreographed. For decades, he complained about that very structure. He said he wanted normal. He said he wanted freedom. But now, in the vast openness of Montecito, he finds himself asking, what do I do next? It's a little like leaving your 9 to 5 because you're sick of deadlines, only to realize you missed the coffee breaks, the team banter, and even the annoying printer that always jams. Freedom can sometimes feel like floating aimlessly in open water. No shore in sight, no anchor to hold on to. The weight of regret. Harry's confession is raw because regret is something we all understand. Who hasn't made a choice, believing it was the right one, only to feel the sting of doubt later? He admits that, despite all the noise about wanting peace, he secretly longs for the rituals of royal life. The parades, the speeches, even the endless charity events that once felt like a burden. Imagine walking away from a family business only to watch it thrive without you, while you're stuck figuring out how to pay your own bills. The sting isn't just about missing home. It's about realizing that home might have been your purpose all along. But here's the burning question. If he regrets it so deeply, can Harry ever really go back? Meghan's role in the divide. Harry's words carry another sting, his wife's name. He confessed that Meghan played a powerful role in the break. He accuses her, albeit subtly, of isolating him from his family, of drawing a line so thick that reconciliation now feels almost impossible. It's like when a friend convinces you to cut ties with your old crew, promising you a new life filled with better opportunities. At first, you believe them, but then, years later, you realize you've traded deep-rooted connections for something shallow and fragile. This doesn't mean Harry doesn't love Meghan, but love mixed with regret is a complicated cocktail. The more he misses his family, the more resentment brews toward the woman who encouraged him to sever ties. And let's be honest, if even Harry is admitting this, what must those palace walls be whispering behind closed doors? The trapped prince in America. On paper, Harry has it all. A mansion in California, celebrity friends, Netflix deals, and total freedom from royal duties. But he confesses that this life feels hollow. Because here's the truth. Structure isn't always a prison. Sometimes it's a safety net. Royals may live in a golden cage, but it's a cage with meaning, tradition, and legacy. Without it, Harry feels adrift. Have you ever dreamed of moving to a new city for a fresh start, only to find yourself lonely, missing the familiarity of home? Even the parts you once hated? That's Harry's story, just on a global stage. What comes next? The confession raises questions that keep us hooked. Will Harry try to mend fences with his brother William? Will he swallow his pride and ask Charles for forgiveness? Or has the divide gone too far to ever heal? And more importantly, what happens if Meghan and Harry disagree on the next chapter? Can a marriage survive when one partner secretly dreams of going back to the very life the other fought so hard to leave? It's the kind of drama that doesn't just tug at royal watchers but resonates with anyone who has wrestled with regret, marriage compromises, and the terrifying realization that freedom isn't always fulfilling. A lesson in choices and consequences. Harry's confession is more than tabloid fodder. It's a mirror. How often do we glamorize escape, only to discover that what we fled from had hidden value? His story reminds us that sometimes what feels like a burden may, in hindsight, be the very thing that grounds us. Maybe the takeaway isn't just about Harry. Maybe it's about us, about learning to appreciate the structure, family, and obligations in our own lives before we throw them away. Because regret, once it arrives, is the heaviest crown to wear. The final word. At 44, Prince Harry is facing the one thing he's always run from: himself. He can blame Meghan, he can point to the press or the palace, but deep down he knows the truth. Leaving the royal family didn't erase his identity. It only left him yearning for what he thought he wanted to escape. And here's where you come in. What do you think? Should Harry try to return to the fold, or has he crossed the point of no return? Would you have walked away from a life of duty and tradition, or held on to it, flaws and all? Your thoughts could spark the very debate Harry himself is too afraid to have out loud. So share them, because the conversation isn't just about the prince. It's about all of us, and the choices we make when freedom calls louder than family.